You get people to set it in the chat.
I don't know if I should Gord alert it or not, because it's pretty late.
Gore alert it? Why not, man? Because I know there are people that are still awake. And they don't check unless you Gore alert.
Yeah.
God. We need better trade committee members, LMAO.
We need another person
We need one more
to
person,
be in there.
and I hadn't taken a look at the actual. Whoa, already got somebody. We just started. Some people got that note. Alright, you know what? Welcome back, guys, to another Combo League podcast. I, of course, am your host, Avengers. Alongside us is our other host, Lima.
What's up, guys?
Alright, we're going over week 6. Yes, week 6 is what the week we're recapping. And let's get into this. First game,
Alright.
Buccaneers at the Falcons. Now, this was a tough game, and it seems so. 23-3.
Yeah, I will say the score, or like the game was a little closer than the score looked. I mean,
It
he
was
took the lead
turnovers.
early, but yeah.
You're looking at offensive yards. You had more yards. He had more rushing. Kind of a close game in yardage. It just looks like those turnovers are what got you. All right.
Yeah, and what sucks about it is only 3 interceptions, and the other 3 turnovers were fumbles.
Yikes. All right, quarterbacks. Looking at Mason Rudolph, the rookie out of Oklahoma State. 127 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Did not have a good game. Jameis Winston, 269 yards, 3 interceptions, so neither quarterback had a good game.
Yeah, and then going into the rushing, you could see he had a pretty good game on the ground. With Devonta Freeman, 17 attempts for 101 yards and a touchdown. And then the Bucks really no one to talk about there.
All right, receiving game, the most yards for each team. Chris Godwin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 3 receptions, 98 yards, no touchdown. And Julio Jones had only 1 reception, 58 yards, but had the touchdown on the passing game.
All right, on to the defense here. We'll look at the leaders for each team in tackles. We have Kevin Pierre-Louis, 5 tackles for the Bucks, and then Tack McKinley leading the Falcons with 5 tackles.
In our sack department, Tack McKinley also leads with 3 sacks, and for Tampa Bay, it's 2 by Jason Pierre-Paul, newly acquired out of free agency.
And then going over to the interceptions, there's a lot of people here with 1 interception.
Scroll down if y'all don't like it, y'all can pause it. Let's look at these forced fumbles. Vic Beasley, Brian Poole, and Deion Jones all having the forced fumble. Brian Poole, Brooks Reed, and Robert Alford are the ones that picked them up. No defensive touchdowns. Congratulations to the Falcons, though. Great game. Lima, I hope you bounce back, man.
All right. Getting into the next game of the week here is actually, it looks like it was a pretty good defensive affair. We got the Colts and the Jets. And the Jets coming out on top of this one, 7-0.
Well, looking at the box score real quick, offensive yards, the Jets had doubled the yards. But if you look, really offensive passing are both kind of close. Turnovers again, Colts 6, Jets 1. It's really surprising that there's only 1 touchdown with that many. Teddy Bridgewater, though, 109 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Decent game, which he has actually been traded in real life to the New Orleans Saints. Let that settle. Andrew Luck, 81 yards and 5 interceptions. Really terrible game there.
And then over to the rushing, we have Isaiah Crowell from the Jets doing pretty good. 19 attempts, 81 yards, no touchdowns, but no fumbles. And then Marlon Mack was leading the Colts with 7 attempts for 35 yards.
Maybe he should have ran more.
Yeah, it looks like it with that average.
Let's see the receiving. Let's see if anybody. Robbie Anderson, number one wide receiver for the Jets, 2 receptions, 69, and had that touchdown. Jack Doyle for the Colts with 3 receptions, 31 yards. Of course, no touchdowns.
All right, over to the defensive side, you see leading both teams in tackles. We got the Chris McCain from the Colts with 7 tackles, the defensive end, and then Avery Williamson, the linebacker from the Jets, led with 5.
In our sack game, though, Avery Williams, oh my God, and Darius Leonard, those are the top at the top. I'll scroll down, y'all can see all these people that had sacks on that game.
Quite a bit of individual sacks there. But
Yeah.
going over to interceptions, there's a lot of interceptions in this one. You see, though, the top from the Jets was Marcus May, that young safety, with 2. And then it looks like Clayton Gathers, the safety from the Colts, led them with 1.
And we'll see the last thing, which was probably a forced fumble. It was, or 2 forced fumbles, one by Matthias Farley, one by Avery Williamson, and the recovery by Henry Anderson for that 6th turnover. Any defensive touchdowns? Of course not. We already know that. Congratulations to the Jets and a great win. Really defensive game, but a great win nonetheless.
Yeah. All right, so the next game of the week here was another close one between the Chargers and the Browns, and you could see here, Browns coming up on top in this one, 27-20. Let's get into this here a little bit. You see, offensive yards, the Browns did have a bit more, and then I think the next thing that comes down to it is the turnovers. There, you see Chargers with 3, Browns only having 1.
Player stats, we'll look at Tyrod Taylor, who is the starter, having 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, a very good game. Phillip Rivers, 249, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, still not a bad game from either quarterback. Tyrod just coming out on top, though.
Yeah, really no rushing here from either team. Nick Chubb did lead the game, though, 4 attempts for 27 yards. But really there's really no attempts on the ground here.
Not at all. Receiving, top 2 receivers of the game, Tyrell Williams for the Chargers, 8 receptions, 107 yards. I will say Keenan Allen did have that 1 touchdown, or one of the touchdowns, and Sharon Peak, 1 reception, 75 yards and a touchdown for the Cleveland Browns in the receiving game.
All right. So going over to the defense here, leading the Browns in tackles is Christian Kirksey with 7, and then leading the Chargers was Jaleel Adai with 4. So it looks like there's really no one from the Chargers that stood out. A lot of people, it was kind of everyone spread out.
In our sack game, Jamie Collins Sr. leading the Browns with 2 sacks. A lot of people had only 1, and then Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa both having 1 for the Chargers.
And over to the interceptions, you see Christian Kirksey and Denzel Ward each with 1 from the Browns, and then Derwin James, that rookie safety, with 1 from the Chargers.
Let's see, forced fumbles. What do we got here? We have 2, Jamie Collins Sr. and Joey Bosa. And it looks like Jamie Collins Sr. did recover his fumble recovery. So there's your 3rd one. This seems like this week, congratulations to the Browns. Good luck to both teams. Really close matchup. But it looks like this week is a bunch of turnovers, no matter how you look at it. And then we go to our last game, which Bills at Texans. It was a blowout, 34-0.
Yeah, really wasn't
we talk about
that
it?
interesting in the game. We can just go in there and just show the box score.
As you can see, 304
here.
yards to 56 yards on the offensive side. And
4
then
turnovers to 1 turnover.
And then that's about it. There's nothing else we can really talk about except for that was a blowout game, and congratulations to the Texans. Good luck.
And then, all right, so that was the recap from last week. We kind of went over it a little quick there, not really getting into too much detail. So, like we said, if you guys like that, then we'll keep doing it that way. Or if you want more detail, we can do that too. So,
All y'all gotta
whatever.
do, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and then follow us on Twitter. Tell us on there. Alright, week 7. Let's see. Who do we got for games of the week this week?
All right, so they're not in order, but the first game that we chose was the Giants against the Falcons. I think that's at the very bottom.
Yes it is. It is Giants versus the Falcons. If you didn't see from week 6, the Giants actually beat the well, Eagles.
The previously undefeated Eagles.
Previously, the Giants actually beat the Eagles and made it where they're not undefeated. But this week we got the Giants at the Falcons. How are we looking at this? We got Henny versus Texas Beast, both having really good seasons, and both going off.
I think I'm gonna give this one to Haney, just because I wish we would have chose Giants and Eagles for the game of the week last week. So, but I didn't see that game fully, but he was able to come out there and give that undefeated team his first loss. No one was able to get a grip on the Eagles, but the Henny the Giants was able to shut him down and take that game. So I think that he brings his A game against top opponent. So I think he's going to bring his A game against Texas Beast, the Falcons, and get this dub.
You know what? I had to disagree. I know he's gonna come out and give it his all, but I think Texas Beast, seeing that he beat the undefeated Eagles, is gonna come out here to beat Henny to keep his streak going, make sure he's still one of the top teams. And I think with that offense that he's got going, he's got this going.
All right. So we'll have to see there with that one. We're against each other. The next game we chose was the one right above it, the Rams and the 49ers. And we chose this one because it is a division matchup, and they are both pretty equal to each other, at least record-wise.
Well, I'm gonna have to give this one to the Rams. Only reason I'm gonna say that is that defense, the pass rush. I think the Rams are gonna get in there multiple times, and I think he's gonna shut down the 49ers offense.
All right. I think I'm going to have to give this one to the 49ers. I think that he's got the defensive user and he's got the quick offense to get away from that pass rush. And honestly, I think this is going to be an interesting game to watch. It's going to be close. And we're against each other once again, so we're going to see how we have to see how that one goes down.
Yep.
All right, the next game of the week that we chose was the Browns against me, the Bucks.
Man, Browns and Bucks seem like every week though. Alright, man, I'm gonna have to say I give this one to your boy. Your boy's been playing super well on defense and super well on offense in that passing game. I think your boy's got this one.
I have to agree with you. I'm not trying to doubt myself here, but I'm pretty trash right now, so I wouldn't doubt that he's gonna go out there and beat me. But no, I'm gonna give it my all, and I can slow him down on defense, but can I play well on offense is the question for me. All right. So going to our last game here, we chose the Saints against the Ravens. Let's see, I think that's down a little bit.
Yeah.
Saints against the Ravens. Um, we chose this for a little different reason. We wanted to give. I think this is a good matchup, even though the records are off. We wanted to give. We're kind of trying to give everyone an opportunity to be game of the week. So we're gonna give this. We're gonna let Saints and Ravens play it out on the main stage. We think it's gonna be a good matchup. So what do you think?
The Ravens, I think, took their first loss last week, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah,
They took their first loss. They are no longer undefeated, making one team undefeated left. in our league right now. I think the Saints is trying to get his game going, and I think he has a chance. But I'd have to say I think the Ravens going to come out here and actually win this one. He's after that big loss last week, he's going to come to try to stay on top of his division.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I think the Saints guy, I have played him before. I know he has a good user on defense, but yeah, I know he's been struggling. Other than that, like other than being a good, having a good user skill, I know he's been struggling. Other than that, and then Ravens, I think having Lamar Jackson and the Ravens actually have a pretty good defense too. So
Yeah.
having their good defense and having Lamar Jackson, I think is going to be a little too much for the Saints to handle.
All right. We will do this real quick. We haven't done it, but I will uh, go over to the awards, weekly awards, and we're gonna go through week 1 through 6 very quickly. We have Miller, Adams, Tyrod Taylor, and Derek Wolfe. Week 1. Week 2 we have Deshaun Watson, Damian Harrison Sr., Tyrod Taylor again, Jimmy Smith. Week 3 Marquise Goodwin. I can't even remember his first name. Witherspoon, Tyrod Taylor for
And
another
isn't
time.
and
Rivers. Week
Derek
4.
Rivers? I think it's Ankello Witherspoon.
The cat.
Ankello. It's like
Yeah.
Ankello or Anhello or some weird name like that.
Carson Wentz comes in at week 4, and then Cardell Jones. Tyrod Taylor for the 4th week in a row, and Malik Milano, I think, right? Uh, for
I don't know.
week 5. Todd Gurley comes in. Shaquille Barrett. Phillip Rivers takes over in week 5, and Carl Lawson for week 5. In week 6, Saquon Barkley, Roquan Smith, Antonio Brown, and I think that's
Gary on Conley.
Gary on Conley, thank you. So those are, as you can see, the Browns have been doing very well with Tyrod Taylor, even though they had a rookie. And everybody else has been going back and forth trying to get themselves in that player of the week. But congratulations to everybody up to this point. Good luck to everybody, even if you're not trying to win anymore or if you're just trying to stay alive. Good luck for the rest of y'all's season.
All right, guys. So, before we end it, we just want to say one more time, we're doing this for you guys, so we want to hear what you have to say. What do you want us to do each week? That's the big question. So, let us know in the comment section or let us know in the chat, whatever way you like it. But I think the video would be better. So in the comment section, but we'll respond to anything.
I know
So
I've
just
been,
let us know what you
yeah,
want to see.
I know I've been pushing this a lot, but it means a lot to us to get even better content out to y'all. To hit that like button, bring more people in, subscribe if you're new. It broadens how well we do in these videos and how many people watch and how much more lively this becomes. And follow us on Twitter if you wanna do that, and add us on Twitter. Give your opinion, or like he said, just hit the comments and give your opinion down below. We really appreciate it if y'all would do that. If you stayed up to this point, you're the real MVP. We'll see y'all next time.